to do a video. Actually, I've been wanting to do this for a long time to kind of discuss what you should do or how you should prepare to leave your kids with a sitter. Now, we just recently hired a sitter for the first time back in November, and usually we have family that watches our kids, and family was really the only people we felt comfortable leaving our kids with. But knowing we're in a completely different state, we only, our kids only get to be with my family or my husband's family once or twice a year. And my husband recently got a new job, and so it was really important for us to go to their holiday party. And so, of course, we had to hire a babysitter. Now, I highly recommend getting to know your babysitter beforehand, whether they were recommended or you found them off of sittercity.com, or there's someone that, like I said, came to you highly recommended, which I usually like to go with people that come highly recommended, just because you can talk to other families that have hired this babysitter before and get their opinion on the sitter. But in case you don't know who your sitter is, or you hire them off of sittercity.com or off of a flyer. I know the Air Force Base we used to be stationed at, they actually had flyers of CPR first aid certified sitters that went through a class on base. And so if that's the route you take, I think it's really important to get to know them, especially before you leave your kids with them for the first time. Maybe have them come over and introduce your kids and kind of have them play and get to know each other more, and then maybe have them stay for dinner and through your nighttime routine, which nighttime is tough, especially with kids. They know how to work it with other people they don't know. I know this firsthand because that's what happened to us. So it's really important to kind of get them acquainted with that routine. And for us, it's, we eat, we have some quiet time before bed, and then I usually don't have the babysitter bathe my kids, but you can totally have them bathe your kids if that's what you want them to do. So bedtime just goes with potty, teeth brush, change diaper, change into jammies, drink of water, book, noisemaker, and bed. And so it's always, I think it's important to have, your babysitter kind of sit back and kind of watch how that routine goes. And that way, they kind of more comfortable. And maybe on the first kid, because I don't know about you guys, but our kids go to bed at different times. So Gracie goes to bed at 7:30, Patrick goes to bed at 8, and then William goes to bed at 8:30. So maybe by the time the second or third kid comes around, then maybe they could take a shot at putting the kids to bed. And so, and also take that time to kind of ask them questions, or, get to know them a little bit better. Not necessarily do an interview. I mean, if you want to do an interview with them, then that's completely fine. But, it's up to your comfort level. I know with us, I knew the sitter that was coming over. She was a nursery worker for the MOPS group that I belong to, and her father is also a pastor of a church. So I felt very, very comfortable with her watching my children. Another thing you might want to discuss is like pay, like how much do they charge? I know the going rate is so up to, I don't know, because it's different. I know for us, with our 3 kids, we just paid $10 an hour for the 3 kids. Some people may pay $5 an hour. Some people may pay $3 an hour per kid, which would roughly come up to $9 an hour for, the 3 kids. So, that's something you might want to discuss beforehand, so that, it's just, that can be a big thing, especially to a babysitter if they're expecting to be paid a certain number, and that way it's already discussed. And by the end of the night, by the time the end of the night rolls around, then there's really no questions about that. So that's a good time for you to do that. Now, another thing, so let's fast forward to the evening of your night out. And I'm just gonna point out and give you guys a few tips that helped us when we left our kids for the first time. Now, some people may have family binders, and in the family binders are, emergency contact, emergency contacts, their doctors, phone number, what else? Cell phone numbers, like allergies, different kind of medical issues with each kid, etc. For us, we don't have a family binder. In fact, I'm hoping to get a family binder started because, you never know if you have an emergency and you need to leave your kids with someone. So it's always good to have a list set aside for that purpose so that you have enough time if you have to get somewhere really fast, that whoever comes into your home can look in the binder, look at each child, and feel comfortable, knowing about their medical history, what kind of television channels are allowed, etc. So I went ahead and just went and printed my own emergency contact information, and I will go ahead and insert a picture of what ours looks like. And what I have written, or what I have typed out, is I have each 3 of my kids' names. William as the first, his birth date, as well as his allergies, which he is allergic to peanuts and he has asthma. The second kid, Patrick, and his age, and he's allergic to amoxicillin and penicillin. And then Grace, who she was 7 months at the time, and she has her allergies are pear juice. And then underneath that, I have, of course, my husband and my name, and then our address, because it's always important, and God forbid that someone would have to call 911. Our phone number, and then our cell phone numbers, and then the place where we're going to be at. And I have the address written down as well as the phone number. I also have the approximate return time, which was right around 10 p.m. Of course, we were home way before that. And then also I have a little area for notes. So, well, this can be entirely up to you. It can be, for us, we put the only 2 channels that are allowed on the TV, and that's Disney Junior and what is it called now? Nick Jr. Their bedtime, which Gracie was 7, Patrick 7:30, and William was 8:30. And then our bedtime routine, which was potty, diaper change, jammies, brush teeth, and a book. And then I also wrote, I will have everything set up individually in their rooms to make it easier, which I will show you that little setup here in a second. And then I said both Patrick and Gracie like to sleep with a noisemaker turned on as well, which Patrick has a little projection screen, and Gracie has, she uses one of her old cell phones. And then underneath that, I have emergency contact numbers, which you always want to make sure you let, whether it's family or friends, and for us it's friends because, again, we don't have any family where we live. And so I asked 2 of my close friends, who happen to also be our neighbors, if they wouldn't mind being emergency contacts in case of an emergency. So it's always good to always double check with them before you put their name on a list, so that they're not thrown for a loop if for some reason you have to contact them. And then, of course, I have the poison control number, which is 800-222-1222. I think I said that right, but I'll just go ahead and I'll put it in as well. And then, of course, 911, and then our pediatrician's name and phone number. So that way they have a sheet to go off of in case, like I said, it's always good to have that information, because sometimes, we don't always remember a lot of things, especially if it's a lot of information all thrown at us at once. So if you have a family binder, undo it from your binder and place it out where the babysitter can see it. And for us, we just put it on the center island. So yeah, that's that. And then, like I said, I will go ahead and show you the setup, because to go along with their bedtime routine, and I'll show that now. So at the end of the night, I have a box for each child set up in their room, so it's easier for the babysitter when it comes time to get them ready for bed. And I found this idea actually on Pinterest, and I thought it was awesome, so I did it. So I just called it a nighttime box, and this would be Gracie's setup. Of course, at the time, I had also had a pumped bottle, and so I just pumped it that day, and so it's good left out for up to like 6-8 hours, and so I just left it in the box. So just imagine there'd be a bottle. We have wipes, we have a passy, and then a nighttime book, diapers, and then of course what she'll wear to bed, which is her jammies and her sleep sack. And so what I did is I just, just rolled it up, and I will show you what the box looks like all ready to go. Okay, Grace's box is all ready for the babysitter, and of course, when the babysitter came, when she first arrived at the house, we gave her a little bit of a house tour, and then this box was sitting right on her dresser, and I said everything is ready right there for her bedtime, and so it's just an easy one-stop shop of getting all your kids ready for bed. Anyway, guys, I hope that kind of helped you all out, especially if you're nervous first-time parents leaving your kids alone with the babysitter. I know my husband and I were a little bit nervous, actually pretty nervous, especially this was the first time I really left Gracie with someone that she's never met before. So it was scary. Something else I forgot to add, sometimes you have kids with separation anxiety. For us, what we did is I said goodbye like way before we left, so that when the kids were all occupied, then my husband and I were able to just, sneak out the door and leave. And so that made it pretty easy. Gracie got a little upset when she noticed I wasn't there, and then Patrick cried for a little bit too, but it could have been a lot worse. It could have been a major meltdown if they would have seen us leave. So again, that's up to what you're comfortable with and what's good for you and your children. And like I said, if you can, go ahead and bring in the sitter, that week sometime to get more acquainted with the kids, and that way even you can take a break if you need to take a bath, or just if you wanted to, I don't know, have a little alone time in your own house. I know sometimes that's, lovely. I love being able to just have some quiet time in my own house, and sometimes that's really hard to come by, especially with 3 crazy kids. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have. This document that I have right here, I will go ahead and list I'll put it to a document where you can download it in case you also would like to have your own emergency contact sheet. And yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. This is kind of the first time I've ever done a video like this, so hopefully I wasn't too nervous and I didn't talk too fast and I didn't sound ridiculous. So anyway, I hope that helped you guys. I will talk to you guys later.